lord, dude, that is a lot of jewelry.
This is not jewelry, mate. This is what you receive as a berserker, serving the gods with your soul. I've earned it all in glorious battle.
Battle? You lost an arm wrestling match to my son.
Not cool, dude.
And take that crap off. We need a film and can't do it with all that jingling.
It's kind of stuck in there. Ow, 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 ow. That really does hurt. Ow!
And by the way, your Scandinavian is very Australian.
Do you like fun and adventure? Then sit back and enjoy the Brothers Not Lovers as they discuss all things movies. What's overrated or underrated? What makes you go really? Or how dare you? Or even just simply how funny this movie can be. You have the insightful, intuitive Davey, who is awesome. And you have the film bestie, Josh. He's there.
Hi, Davey. I'm awesome. This is Josh.
The film bestie. The bestest bestie of the besties.
Could have stopped at Film Bestie. And this is... How dare you?
Where we tell you what's overrated and what's underrated.
Different video.
Oh, yeah.
No, this is where we take movies that we love, that have been incessantly bashed or unappreciated, and we say, how dare you? So, for our first, how dare you?
How dare you?
A movie that we've loved since childhood. A childhood movie
Yeah.
that combined everything that children would love. Fighting, ninjas, action, surfing.
Dude, none of that was in Different Strokes.
That was a TV show, not a movie.
Duh.
I'm talking about Surf Ninjas.
Oh, I remember that one. It was where Tom Hanks was wishing he could be bigger. Yeah.
That was big.
It was big, wasn't it? Why are we not daring it? Did I fart?
No, Surf Ninjas. Ernie Reyes Jr., the very young Rob Schneider, Kelly Hu. Sorry. And even Leslie Nielsen. Playing Colonel Chi, a warlord who can't stand when people hang up before he can answer the phone.
Oh, God, that is so annoying, isn't it?
And we even had Ernie Reyes Sr. playing Ernie Reyes Jr.'s uncle, who's telling them that their destiny is now coming true, where they can go reclaim their birthright to rule the kingdom of Patasan.
The toilet?
Not Portasan, Patusan.
Oh. Sounds like an exotic dish from Mexico.
And we have a kid whose power is he can control fights through video games. We have a kid who with no day training is a freaking martial arts master. And we have a guy who thinks he has a power just because whenever he says, what if things happen? That'd be Rob Schneider, by the way. We even had a holy man serenaded with the song Barbara Ann.
Ba 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 rum.
Ba 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 rum.
Ba ba rum.
Take my hand.
I like that movie.
That's a great movie. But seriously, this movie had everything that a kid could want, and yet it didn't even do well enough to get an action figure line.
I would have given anything to play with Ernie Reyes Jr.
I would have given anything to play with a samurai Leslie Nielsen.
I want to play with his uncle. Does this sound wrong?
A little bit.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who couldn't get off your butts, go see Surf Ninjas and appreciate it enough for us to get a few action figures out of the deal.
I really want to play with Kelly Hu. And I mean that.
How dare you?
How dare you?
For our next How Dare You, a movie that got lost in the shuffle of one other movie that was that it was superior to.
Tombstone, yeah.
I hate to break it to you, but the other one of those got lost in that shuffle. No, I'm talking about a movie, though, like Tombstone, came out at the pretty much the exact same time as a movie with almost the same basis came out. A movie about people knowing that a meteor is about to strike the Earth and cause catastrophe.
Oh, man, Pompeii sucked.
That was a volcano. Talking about Deep Impact.
Oh, yeah.
Came out almost exactly the same time as Armageddon. And since Armageddon had Aerosmith on their soundtrack, that movie was the one that got big box office draws. Even though it was subpar to Deep Impact.
Deep Impact had everything. It had Bruce Willis, Bobby Lee Thornton, Jane Wilde. Yeah.
That's Armageddon. Deep Impact had Morgan Freeman, Tia Leone, Elijah Wood.
You said Wood.
Okay, butthead. Lily Sobieski. It's about the story that was being told. See, Armageddon was just basically an action flick of man versus a big, huge space rock. This one was delving into people's lives, making you really connect with the characters. So you were sad when some of them died.
Space Rock sounds awesome.
I'd watch a movie called that. But
Surf ninjas on Space Rock.
Shut the hell up and take that damn money. Because this movie just happened to come out around the same time as one with, again, the only thing Armageddon really had to offer was a better soundtrack. This movie lost. And it's a shame. Because again, this was a really good movie. And I'm not even a big natural disaster movie fan. Things like San Andreas, didn't really care for it. Dante's Peak, What he talked about Pompeii, I don't mind knowing the history behind it, but the movie, no thanks. But Deep Impact deserved better recognition. It deserved a better spot. It deserved to beat Armageddon.
Emily Browning should have been in this, not Pompeii. Sorry.
So for those of you who let Armageddon win that battle, how dare you?
What's wrong with you? And now, for our next video, for you brothers of the Old Father, another how dare ya in basketball.
Okay, first of all, Scotty, I told you to stop that. For crying out loud, you are not a Viking. You're from San Diego. And you're Mexican.
Let me have my thing, man. I'm not hurting anyone.
Yeah, you are. You're hurting my brain. Our next, how dare you? More than how daring the fact that it...
What?
More than how daring the fact that it, kind of drifted off into oblivion. More how daring the fact that the two stars of this movie are two of its biggest bashers. And that movie is a movie that can be enjoyed by sports fans and non-sports fans alike. A movie where they show that any average Joe can be a sports hero. BASEketball.
You said it, brother.
The movie where two slackers come up with a game with a basketball so they don't have to run, jump, or dribble or nothing. Because let's face it, that stuff's totally overrated.
Oh, yeah.
And they combine it with baseball rules. Like a singles from the free throw line, a doubles from the top of the key, and a home run is from behind the meatballs. It was a funny, yes, comedy of errors, starring the makers of South Park, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, who, after they made the movie and saw it, had to go on and on about how much they thought it sucked. Then why were you in it? Huh? Just got your paycheck and then bash it?
Yeah.
While the rest of us love it?
I still love South Park, but that's neither here nor there. I still love Family Guy. You gonna bash that too?
They actually did.
Man, why do they bash everything they create?
They didn't create Family Guy.
Davey, for the last time, the guys who made The Simpsons did not make Family Guy.
BASEketball? What's so great about that movie?
What was so great about it? Come over here. Listen to me. You kids with your Surge sodas, your Bop-Its, your Joey McIntyres, and your Battletoad video games. People today have attention spans that can only be measured in nanoseconds.
Well, I hear you.
Okay, dude, the bit's over.
Look.
I don't... Very extremely funny movie. Combining two, in my opinion, boring sports. But especially because it shows what sports needs. Great jokes. Because part of the game is psyching out your opponent. By insulting them. Dissing them. Being a man that can spray milk out your nipples. Besides, I felt like Trey Parker played Coop Cooper so well. Like if I were a woman, I would have really liked to have been his girlfriend. Walking hand in hand with him. Wrapping my legs around him. Looking deeply into his eyes. Yes. So for those of you, especially Trey Parker, Matt Stone, who had to bash this movie, how dare you?
How dare all of you, especially you.
Before we get to the next one, do you think you can break a 20?
$?
See? That's what I'm talking about. When I see a co-movie reviewer on YouTube doesn't even have $20 in his pocket, you know what I think?
Harold?
What? Oh. I think you need to make some money. Lots of money. We could be making big money.
But I have to leave the show?
What? No, you just need to get my son James to come along.
You want him to leave the show too?
Huh?
Did I just fart?
For our final, how dare you? Who threw that? Who threw that? Whoever threw the paper, your mom's a hoe! For our last, how dare you? A movie that I honestly thought did well. Thought was great. Love this movie from our childhood, even though, in retrospect, we probably should not have been watching this as children. But this movie was one that, until recently, I thought was just, it faded away. I was thinking of doing it as an underrated, but then I found out that it didn't fade away. It crashed, it burned. It was incessantly bashed. It has a 4% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and that makes me think, how dare you? How dare you?
Are you talking about Cool World?
Yes.
I got one.
Finally.
But it had Kim Basinger in it. Both human and cartoon. And to both I say,
Yeah, I say despite that. It had a movie that mixed animation and live action very well.
and no one had ever seen that before. Not once before that.
We'd seen it. How, in like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, stuff like that.
Dude, the cartoons were real in that movie. What a dumbass. They were right there.
Sure. But in Cool World, we had Brad Pitt, we had Gabriel Byrne playing a comic book writer who finds out that the stuff that he's been writing has its own world. A world of not innocent little cute cartoons like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and a poor shoe that gets dipped into a vat of dip.
It has a world of musketeers and Arnold Schwarzenegger fighting the devil. Warcraft.
It has a world of like a slutty woman and her pervert little entourage.
Basically every woman in the last 5 years.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was ahead of its time. And it had one humanoid that they like to call a Noid, which people tried to avoid.
Noids don't have sex with doodles.
But
I finally get it now! He meant not to do it with the cartoon. Alright.
Good.
What a dumb rule.
Well, not really, because once he did, the world started mixing, which was what she wanted in the first place.
That's what I want.
To become real. And the thing is, that is the plot, but yet they said the plot was all over the place. Sort of. Yes, it was all over the place, but you know what? That kept your attention. It made you have to keep watching, because what's going to happen next? And then it goes in a direction that you're really not expecting. This movie was a non-stop thrill ride, not a train wreck.
I mean, think about all the weed they sold just to get people to watch it again.
No, they probably needed something to take them down, but...
Yeah.
But here's the thing, people were saying it was hard to follow. We followed it as children.
Yeah, what is wrong with you?
Who needed our parents to rent it for us because we were too young. And they did because they were like, well, it's a cartoon. How bad could it be?
They didn't hear Kim Basinger moaning sensuously.
But still.
Dude, wrap this up. I just remembered it, and I kind of need a moment alone.
Okay, yeah, sure. So for those of you, which is apparently a lot of you, who had to go and bash Cool World, how...
You all got attention spans less than I do. That's sad.
How freaking dare you! So there you have it. Surf Ninjas. Deep Impact. BASEketball, Cool World. For those of you who didn't appreciate these genius movies, how dare you?
How dare you?
Get that away from me.
Okay.
Hope you enjoyed this edition of How Dare You. And if you did, make sure to hit like, subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications from when we post new videos, and leave a comment. If you agree with us, let us know. If you don't agree with us, how dare you?
Yeah, that's the way the world works now. Agree with us.
Love you guys.